Hello and welcome back, wonderful people and Counter-Strike aficionados. We are back. Hopefully we fixed some of those pesky little issues. We will be smooth sailing for the rest of what is left of what is one of the series of all time.
Yeah, sorry you guys had to deal with that pause, but hopefully, yeah, it's going to be a great show from now on. Prestige and MINLATE. I wanted to close this Inferno out. MINLATE picking up a bit of momentum now just after Polo picked up a 1v2 with his AWP. Very exciting to watch.
It is. Finally getting to see a flavour of what you sound praised about. I was starting to believe that you were lying to me a little bit, Felix.
Never,
that you were trying to trick me here, but no. Seems that you were spot on the money. Maybe just a map where, you know, having to save unfortunate situations. We talked about it, not being able to get into the early rounds, and now into the next early round we go. AWP still online. Nade stack, I'm going to be curious. I'm assuming it'll be hurled down Banana.
I mean, in the previous map, some praise about Polo, and we didn't get to see much. I've also been singing a lot about SBT, who is now having a quiet game. I still won't be surprised when that guy pops off to just win a 1v3 and win the game later, but that's a lot of grenades. So
A lot of grenades, but not a lot of damage.
not whatsoever. And that's a cheeky P2K push, exist. The communication of his teammate is able to get that smoke bang going.
SBT heard us chatting. Said absolutely none of this slander about me, please. It was just giving them a couple of rounds to get ready for my presence again. Smoke goes out. Frostlev is in danger here. The more you hang around, the more they are likely to track you through that smoke. And just to fall back for the reload, might choose just to fall back even further onto site. The safety of where Mizzy still has a bit of control, but that might be short-lived. The immediate spin back round, the double take to find the pick, and now Frostlev, last player alive.
You know exactly where he is. If he's even able to get one kill here, it's a bit of a miracle.
A miracle we will not be awarded. And MINLATE, I mean, they're closing the gap early on. They had to really come back into this one last map. Now they are getting their names heard early. They want that grand final spot secured.
Absolutely. And no AWP on the side.
No AWP indeed. No battle of the AWP, unfortunately, Felix. We're going to have to wait a little bit longer for that. And actually, Prestige going to need to win some rounds for that to really be something that we see occurring. And now immediately forced off that mid angle, not going to have a line of sight in, and going to sit on their hands a little bit. But the Banana fight goes majorly Prestige's way.
It's getting nicely done for Prestige, even without that AWP. Serious HP advantage. SBT down to just 9. No Bogdan's Law going on between him and Polo. In fact, SBT is actually being nice enough to give a little boost that they're struggling quite a bit to get going. And no Prestige players going into the crosshair of that boost.
None at all. Now, yeah, you were going to say?
It is technically a 3 versus 2 over on the B site. So although MINLATE are down quite a bit, if they're able to get in B here.
I mean, SBT, so little health. Does he count as a player on the board?
Never count SBT out.
True, actually, you're right.
I'm his biggest fan.
S stands for Savior. Savior of rounds, Savior of maps, potentially Savior of series if, you know, his impact is repeated.
Fast rotation of Volke coming in through the speedway now. Mizzy taking an extremely aggressive stance and it paying off beautifully. Polo, 1 versus 5. AVP stuck on car. Is he even going to be able to hold on to this?
Ooh, we shall find out, shan't we?
He's got a lot of practice saving the AWP. So.
He does. He has been putting in the reps today. Unfortunately for him, Tornek's hanging around, but luckily Tornek's not hanging around anywhere in his vicinity. We'll be allowed to save this again. The crowd goes mild. but we'll have it available to make another one of those immaculate plays like we saw a couple of rounds ago, and that's what we're looking for. That's what it's all about, saving this AWP. Unfortunately, though, the more that they allow this to happen, the more economic advantage they give Prestige in getting back into this.
MINLATE's success has been found from Polo finding early picks with that AWP, which is happening, and the early picks are actually in the way of Prestige storming down Banana. Polo cleaning things up with Skit, but there is that CT aggression that we were expecting from Prestige, but this time really not working out too well. Still a 3v3, but just full K onto the B site. He hears the tags, so that should trigger some kind of rotation from his teammates, but until then, he's got to stay alive on back oranges, and his heart's going to be speeding up as he sees all this going down. He's actually making it play off perfectly. A double kill, cancelling the plant, just Amanek with it all to do.
All to do, but might have an opportunity potentially to try plant that bomb. Baits it on out. The issue spots the first, and before he can adjust, is taken on down. Prestige doubling the rounds of MINLATE here and putting to bed that attempt to even up the scoreboard fairly early on here and establishing this lead. Establishing the money, and the momentum again is something that they've been really good at, is that they've not really had too much opportunity for these major swings in rounds or major streaks of rounds for MINLATE. And now look at that, Tech 9, lots of utility, but the Tech 9 and the Mac 10, not the prettiest of buys.
No, not the prettiest. Prestige, definitely with things nicer. They actually have an AK as well. So same amount of AKs on Prestige as there are on MINLATE.
True, touche. It's everything else around it, isn't it? It's the other weapons that are the worry. But no, you are technically completely correct on that one.
Here all day, literally.
Here, yeah, true. I mean, these teams are going to be here all day and have been already. Probably wanting this to be over and done with, either to secure their spot or to get ready for their next game, because there's still more after this.
And MINLATE gearing up for an A execute with this apartment taken. Exist showing himself over on B, but kind of a fake really, as the rest of MINLATE are getting quite close up on brackets and apartments, but a few tucked down there in pit is a really strong position, but he's not even needed to be called upon just yet, as his teammates do all the work. Holding this strong line from Mini Pit, but his shots are going everywhere but onto the opponent. Polo storming up with the AWP double entry as if he's got a rifle. Looking very brave, and he's in grave. Is he actually going to stay in graveyard with an AWP? It's
he's wide out in the open. It's a risky business here, and actually may potentially have been clocked here about it round the corner. Missed shot, but Polo doesn't miss. No, he finally got around where he can get the AWP, having something to say about the matter, and he will not miss.
Finding for Polo, bringing MINLATE the impact that they need. Volk trying to replicate that sniper damage.
So close to the half, and the money is in tatters for Prestige. Look at it. I mean, look at this buy, and then think about what they'll have for next, regardless. Like, if they lose, even if they win.
Oh, full K storming it down mid. Going down, that desperate bit of aggression not working out. And that was the AWP. They invest super heavily into that round. Okay, losing the investment so early on.
They do indeed, and Froslev, difficult situation here.
Just a 5-7 to hold onto the B site, and actually there's no 5-7 even holding onto the B site. They're giving that part of the map up, gambling completely over towards A. Not the worst of calls. MINLATE feeling out the map, deciding where to go. Actually leaning over towards the open site, while Skit causes chaos, killing everyone in his way. He's actually managed to find his way in 2 CT spawn. He's just holding W right now.
Oh, he's got a lovely angle for this close range for the 5-7, but it's not good enough. And there it is, rushing to plant the bomb down. It's consolation, isn't it? But here it is, MINLATE coming back into this half, making it competitive.
Indeed, indeed. And MINLATE quite likely to be tying this up 6-6. The prestige bite is looking pretty damn poor.
Yeah, it's not good.
A lot of close range angles on Inferno, so they can definitely...
A lot of flashes for them as well. H over the
to
top.
work.
I like that they're playing this 3 on B because they've had some real issues with that banana fight. And they've actually had some really good control of it, and that's been winning them a lot of these rounds. But actually it's over towards A. The pressure is mounting.
A lot of pressure onto you, but they say pressure makes diamonds.
Supposedly, allegedly.
It can also make soil.
It can also just make rubble, yeah.
But, we'll see which answer Q turns into.
Just a P250, it's not exactly the best weaponry for such a defense, but actually, just its mere presence alone is scary enough for them. They're gonna head over towards Banana. Polo with the first. There's a second before Exist gets taken down. Polo is still available to keep on going. There's one more to the tally. They keep on rushing. Frostlev, they're going to clear him out. Absolutely they are. He is still going to get 2 there.
5-7 on the close range angles, and it actually lands a dink. It's a 1 versus 1. Amanek versus View. The awareness though, he knows there's one behind, but he can't connect the shot. Both players know exactly what each other are up to. Amanek falls off getting that bomb down, which will allow View to start moving up. Nick going for a big change of position, getting a bit more comfy into Church, where he's able to get some good angles to work with. But that smoke is going to cancel things out, and View closing everything out. Those 5-7s, putting prestige into winning the half.
Frostlev is owed the world and more in that round. The fact that he gets 1 is ludicrous. The fact that he gets 2 is insanity. The fact that he gets 3, lock him up, because it's bloody criminal. And, I mean, I don't know what more you'd want from a guy. Prestige, that round snatched from the jaws of defeat. But that's the thing, right, is this has been a game of individual brilliance. And it's difficult, because there's been a lot of times where the team players maybe been a little bit shaky. But some of the individual players, and that's what we sung from some of these teams. We talked about how we've got people with major trophies on their HLTV profiles and in Steam and stuff. And you can't be really complaining about that. If it works, and it gets them the 7th round, which means we have the exact scoreline that we saw last map as well. MINLATE would be a nice opportunity for them to find a pistol here. But Prestige, I mean, you've just seen what they've done on the pistols. I wouldn't be betting against them.
Definitely not the Frostlev. Frostlev's found a lot of success on pistol rounds so far, and he is about to be heading out of apartments, but not so successful this time. Lizzie having a crack though. Next, it's just 1-for-1 trades all over the place. Okay finds himself up on Graveyard and into his grave. Mizzy 1 versus 3. 1 through the smoke. Sees another on long. He does have 2 separate 1 versus 1 duels right now if he plays this properly. SBT running over to help Polo. Down, but Mizzy would not be expecting SBT to be on short that fast.
Important round to win there, especially on the CT side. It's going to set you up. Deny the bomb plant means that the money's not going to be good enough that really you have to worry about a force spike coming on through. You can just sort of sit, enjoy this round, close up that scoreboard nicely. And, but again, I said I'm not going to bet against the pistols of Prestige. Not after what we witnessed. I'm not that silly. And here we go, Mizzy. A little bit of a tap away here. Got to be careful. He's going to get a little bit of fire exchanged onto him. And I like this play from MINLATE to really take the space and hold the fort down from afar. Give yourself the safety net towards site.
And it's great to take deep banana, and hopefully they're able to hold on to it for their own sake. It's actually interesting that SBT is staying around on car. Normally with that much space, you could just leave exist against these pistols and put 4 towards A, but nothing to be worried about right now. They have a pretty good pit crossfire locked in on the apartments to deal with any burst shenanigans. Skit does seem pretty out of the round at the moment. Just holding the long cross, ready for the fast rotate if needed. And those Glocks revealing themselves in apartments, but not looking too keen to run through those flames. Frostlev with the supportive flash, wanting to send his teammates out, but nobody's going up just yet. Actually, Short is chosen route. Doesn't really matter though when the crossfire is that good.
I mean, what could you ask for in that situation? Everything in the world. And then additionally, I love that we see, you know, exist activate as well from Banana. It doesn't come to any fruition, but in a world where that crossfire does fail, where somebody slips through the net, where you find that pick and it falls and the site does fall, you've got an immediate activation hitting. Exactly. Yeah. Fast rotate through mid. Took the words right out of my mouth there. And you like it. It doesn't even need to come to a fruition, but you like that you can still see the cogs turning.
And it looks like banana control is what MINLATE are going to be going for again. They've put 4 people towards the B site, so I don't know why they're doing what they're doing. They've actually started for B in case the B rush comes in, and now rotating over. No ambition of taking banana, and Prestige finding rapid space into long at this early stage of the round. Amanek.
How is that not a kill? I mean, it does come through eventually, but how is that not a kill up front? Oh, so much done there from Tornex, but 1 versus 2. Bomb goes down, timer on the head. There is a kit available, and there's a fair bit of utility. Volker might just want to swing the fights. He's got utility, he's got no utility, sorry. He's got nothing to lose except the whole round and this series weighing on him. Exist spotted out. They need to play together here. Trying to wear down the bullets, wearing down their own. Reload's going to come on through, but SBT's already got up close and personal in and under his nose. And there it is, immediately hop on the bomb. And they take the lead this time, not in overtime. They take it in regulation, they take it early.
MINLATE tasting success once again.
They've got a taste for it, they've got a taste for blood, and now they are going hunting. And yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what there is to say. Flawless CT side so far, but it is only the first 3 rounds, and you know how it goes. We're not going to bore you. If you guys know, we know that the first 3 rounds, 4th round is going to be that force by kind of weapons invested, but not much, because it's going to be that round 17 next round where things get really intense, and that's going to be the first proper gun round of this match. Just what resources they'll have coming into it, and if it's anything like this round has started, they're not going to be given any extra bonuses, no consolidation prizes.
Car control taken by Prestige gives them a lot to work with, and MINLATE not battling for that. I saw that earlier on they were a bit keen to hold on to it with that coffin flash, but SBT opting to fall off instead and play the crossfire on site, which seems to be the correct call because SBT's got a 3K closing them from coming in to B site.
Stellar, beautiful stuff. MINLATE, they are done. They are fed up. That first map went on far too long for their liking. They want the grand finals, and this is the form that we want to see them in for doing it. And do you know what they don't have on this one?
What's that?
No double up.
Who double up? It was unique to
It's
Dust 2, perhaps. It was their thing, but someone who does have the AWP, he invested into it last round, was
and
Polo.
It's so, look at him, 18 and 8. Yeah, what more could you ask for?
He didn't get to put it to use last round, but now he's up by himself on the B site with a a lot to do, but his teammates have gone down already on A. That is annoying. A 3 versus 5 in the first 20 seconds of the round. Prestige not activating on anything just yet after the double entry, and Exist still in apartments. He looks a bit uncomfortable. He's vulnerable for a lot of angles. Prestige actually gravitating over towards MINLATE, putting the AWP of Polo to test. They do have a bit of utility to push that AWP away, which, if used correctly, Polo shouldn't really stand a chance. For now, he's holding this line.
Needs to be the savior and then some. Once again, flash on over, he's just going to have to fall back. They don't clear him, but he misses his first shot. He misses his opening chance, and that's got to just be the fallback. His teammates are in no hurry to come on over, so this is just going to be a save.
It's yeah, a save, and Prestige winning the round, not actually doing any more damage than they did a whole minute ago. They got that double kill, throws things out, and just carefully did the rest with utility.
Exactly.
Yeah, didn't need to shoot any more bullets.
Pacifist route through Counter-Strike. Well, kind of. I mean, they did still get 2 kills to open up the round, but
nice and peaceful.
Pacifist mid-round, exactly. And sometimes that's the beauty of the game, though, isn't it? You don't even necessarily need to have the kills to force the hand of your opponent, right? MINLATE needs to concede this. Even though they have the money, it's just not worth conceding any advantage to Prestige. They can do a lot more damage, though.
Finding an exit. And just 1 round to separate the teams.
9-8, MINLATE there. Hard-fought lead, evaporating rather rapidly before their eyes. And look at the assists on Exist there, 11.
I think MINLATE, they just got a bit carried away. They've won a lot of rounds in a row, and they tried something funky. They went for a bit of double rifle aggression on second mid. If they just play normal Inferno setups and don't go for anything crazy, it could go their way. Polo disagrees with me, by the way. He actually goes for that peek on second mid and lands a late shot.
And it's still hanging around. Well, he keeps toying with the idea of hanging around.
And Polo, he's gone from mid and now in apartments. He's jumping around. Some util being used on Banana to take car. Exist. He's been spotted on the sandbags and his sight completely torn apart. This is going to be annoying for Polo. Everywhere he puts his AWP is not where the T's are going.
Gets planted. This round is done, and I love this position from Few. It is going to be hunting this. It's not even hunting. It's passively just waiting for his opponent to spring the trap that he has set. Smoke goes, Molotov goes in just to try to tag him up. And with low HP, it's a risky thing. He's hanging on the edge of the balcony. And when it goes to have a little bit of a look, isn't going to spot anything. That information is important in and of itself. Swing on out there. They are giving MINLATE a lot to work with in terms of this post-round, post-bomb going down, giving up the round save that they're attempting.
Polo able to bring his AWP into the next round. Actually get a little kill while he does it.
I mean, they have a lot of money and they can drop, which is good for now. It's going to run dry very quickly though. And again, we talk about Polo having to save. Scoreline ties on up, which is the lead gone. And this might be the most hotly contested series of this entire tournament so far.
Just one lurker over on second mid this round, while 4 Prestige players hang out in mid, and Mizzy
another opener.
Having things up onto Exist. I think that guy's been going down a fair bit recently.
Yeah.
Early in the rounds. And MINLATE with a prime heroic-esque stack over onto the A site, something Cadian might have called back in the day. If Prestige were going A, it would be an absolute banger. However, they are searching through car and will shortly discover that the site is completely open.
Completely open indeed. And once they realize that, it's all kind of over for MINLATE. I mean, you can attempt to retake this. Actually, they're back. Oh, no, no, look, they're looking at it. I think they are.
Playing a very late default round, and it's looking like B might actually be the fake Prestige we're going for. SBT with a little info play on mid, spots one, and he dies for the cause, which might send some Prestige players out onto A. However, Prestige staying put. This is, they're waiting.
I mean,
waiting
they're waiting for the
to search out
info,
on
but there's
B.
only 25 seconds, so are they even going to have time to get over there? It's going to be close, but they're making a haphazard dash for it. Side's being cleared completely, 100%. They have no idea about Church just yet, but they've sent the smoke over towards CT. So they should be fine. 10 seconds available left in the round, and that's it from MINLATE. No presence over towards B, and a lovely poke and prod for information from Prestige is going to net them the advantage and the round lead.
And some pretty good CS from Prestige there. Not overcommitting to anything. Just searching out the map.
Oh, it's a murder. Oh, they might find the third. I mean, Skit, it's a precious little tank there. And it is short-lived and put very firmly in the ground. And Turn X, there we go. There you have it. They take the lead once more, and it's been very back and forth in chunks here, hasn't it? They've been, 4 rounds here, 4 rounds there.
Quite a wealth disparity over on MINLATE. Some players very poor, some players very rich. Amanek with an MP9. Polo still able to purchase his preferred weapon. Prestige still choosing not to do things with a sniper. They just quite like feeling out the map with their AKs. And finally, MINLATE able to start off a round with a man advantage. See if they know how to deal with that.
Dirty over the top. Oh, a little bit of a peek. Has to be careful when actually that Molotov stops him from over peeking. And that is a little bit of a mercy, one might add there. Froslev taking the space, pushing up forward, and the rest of his team actually having a little bit of a look over towards A, just giving themselves the options. But as they push further, they're going to start to realize.
Brackets now being taken by Prestige, and they were actually getting close to short there. That CT molly did hold them off, and now Amanek's going to get flashed into Brackets to discover that there are now no longer any Ts in Brackets. 40 seconds on the clock. Prestige setting up a Danish execute into that B site, led by Frostlev and dealt with by Exist and SBT, closing them out. Prestige getting a little bit too brave, just dry contact through a smoke, and Exist saying, "Hey, you can't just walk through a smoke into my site when I'm there.
You can't park
I'm gonna
here,
kill
sir."
you."
Yeah, no, MINLATE. Lovely round from them, and we talked a little bit about how it's been a quieter game from SBT and Exist. That B site has had its moments of vulnerability. That's a really good feel-good round to tell them B site is closed for business. Try again another day. And I'm expecting maybe a little bit more of a push over towards A on this round off the back of finally being told no at B.
Yeah, and it's nice to see some well-played CS from MINLATE there, doing all the basic fundamentals, clearing out Bracket. Nice little coffin flash for Exist as well. And I feel like MINLATE are starting to do all the things that they've actually been practicing now, landing coffin flashes at the right time, flashing themselves out into Bracket to get information in the previous one, showing some good signs. Perhaps they've recomposed themselves recently. Frostlev taken down Exist though, 4 versus 4. SBT to hold on to the B site and swing in Frostlev with the double entry. These are very split up right now. Few out on B. Frostlev out on A. Other way around, sorry. And
Where's that bomb? Oh, bomb's back in spawn.
Okay, so MINLATE actually in the advantageous rounds. They've got both sides of the map to worry about. Frostlev does not seem aware of the possibility of players being in bottom banana right now.
They found the bomb, that's all they need.
CTs and T's both split up.
They've managed to cross paths, so they've got no idea that MINLATE are even holding the bomb. I'll have an idea now, though.
Skit holding onto the bomb and finding himself a kill. Laying down that smoke. Polo here's the step above him, communicating that to his teammate. Skit just needs to stay alive and let Polo
they just need to waste time
hold
here.
onto the back.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
Hugh looking very surprised, and that's a insane bit of mid-round aggression from MINLATE. I'm starting to like how they're playing the game.
This is so overdue as to be untrue. I was about to comment, regardless of how that round went, I was about to say, I feel like both teams need to take a beat here. Both of them need to take a second to pause. This has been going on a while without anybody getting their coaches online on the mic to say something. And I think now absolutely necessary from Prestige, because one round away from MINLATE on tournament point. And the money is going to be good for them. So it doesn't really matter necessarily too much for Prestige. They will have buys on both of these rounds, but it certainly would be nice to win this one just to keep yourself, you know, in the opportunity to win in regulation, to keep away from that dreadful tournament point, because there's not really been back and forth here, has there? It has been chunk, 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 alternating momentum between these teams. And you know that if it's back in MINLATE's court, you do not have the rounds to afford your turn back with the ball.
Yeah, we'll have to find out which chunk is about to happen. Now have Prestige cook something up during that pause. Skit opening up the round with a double kill. And Amanek working up beautifully too. Few with a little desperate push through a smoke. Not the first time we've seen that kind of thing from Prestige. Frostlev next up to try things again, while Banana's also being pressured, but not successfully. Frostlev 1v5, jumping on top of a smoke, showing his bum to Polo, where it's taken down. I think MINLATE have really worked out how to play this CT side. They've done previously some really nice examples of finding information mid-round.
Yeah.
During that pause, Prestige, they tried to switch things up, change the pace. That didn't work either.
Running out of options and running out of rounds to put their ideas into practice with here. Backs up against the wall. And here it is, one last round, and the Tech-9s have to be miraculous. We're expecting something fast, we're expecting something pacey, and MINLATE, the early utility is going to stop all of that from happening. SBT, might be biting off more than he can chew here, but Frostlev with 2, but there it is, SBT, the savior, steps up with 3. 3 versus 2 now left. Skit just has to hide, can hear the footsteps, peeks on that, it's perfect.
That's
and
gotta
now
be it.
This is it, it's done, finds one more, but now the weight of the world on her shoulders, and it comes crumbling down from both CT and Banana. Bomb goes down, so there is an opportunity here. But pincered from both sides, walking through the smoke, actually might get a timing on Amanek. They pass each other in the smoke, and now this gets a little bit funky. Onto site they go, can hear the footsteps, but still so much needed to be done here. Spots the first player on out, Defuse needs to come on through. Amanek might just stick this, holding the timing, comes off a few, has done it!
Keep it alive! We thought it was over, but how many times has that happened?
Too many, too many, Felix.
Prestige still in the game, and we could potentially be looking at 2 overtime games in a row.
I swear.
Even after SBT's heroic 3K over on Banana. Incredible clutch coming in.
And it's still not an amazing buy. Poor Prestige. They survived, lived to die another day at the hands of the Tech-9s, and MINLATE. Last opportunity, surely. You don't want to let this go in overtime again.
SBT with the same kind of antics going aggro in Banana, almost finds himself another 3K, but Exist going down. We still have Skit to hold onto the B site, slowing things down with that smoke.
Needs
and
teammates
spam.
to come over, needs support here, surely.
Prestige respecting the smoke actually, and shifting back down. Banana looking for a space to be made elsewhere. They must be aware that MINLATE do like a bit of mid-round, mid-aggression to find things out. Polo actually shotgun AWPing through the apartments. You don't see that too often. Going back to Oilone, gets in the collateral! Phew, he got a clutch last round, and he has to do just the same again. Stomping up short. He has a lot of time to play with here. Drop in a smoke onto Moto to isolate some angles, but he doesn't seem too ready for Amanek to be in apps. Jumping up, Amanek sees the back and closes out the game. MINLATE going through, closing it out. No overtime, no map 3. MINLATE 2-0. I think it was a bit closer than the scoreline suggested, though.
God, that could have gone overtime, and you see a world, you see a way. But you have your first grand finalist here, MINLATE. They have secured themselves a spot on that stage tomorrow, and now they get the rest of the evening off. They can do their research, they can do their prep, they can have a bit of a conversation. What went wrong, where, and how do we fix it? Of course, nothing monumental they're going to be able to do overnight, but small little tweaks here and there, and whoa, what a day. And unfortunately, that means for Prestige, they've got to play more matches today.
I mean, Amanek, he's played in a major grand final, and now he has the Kettering grand final.
You can't go from a major grand final to losing the Kettering. I mean, there's still a chance. I don't know who's in the lower bracket. I don't know what the games have been doing. But actually, we could take a look at that. The wonderful people over production, they have our back. So let's take a look at how that bracket is looking and who they need to be. They need to be Phantom Esports, who have taken down 8 sins. So, I mean, I think that is all of the UK teams down and out for the count, which means it's an international event.
Yep. I mean, Glitch Tech, we do have some UK representation, LTH and Jared.
Retro coaching as well, the one and only.
We got those. Thomas still in the mix too.
True. Touche. Oh, there we go. Sorry. So it'd be Phantom Esports versus winner of Nemesis Glitch Tech. So there's, yeah. So there's so we've got a couple more games still to go. The 9 a.m. games tomorrow, the dreaded 9 a.m. games that we talk so much about.
I'll see you guys in those ones.
Are you bright and early for those? Oh, interesting. Now, what are your thoughts? Parting thoughts from that series, Felix?
I mean, wow. Yeah, there's honestly, a few thoughts to say. Shout out my guy SBT. I think I'm just gonna go ask for him to sign my Steam profile. I've seen so many big things from that man. I'm his biggest fan.
Honestly, you know what? The S and SBT stands for saving. And the fact that they still win somehow in regulation with SBT having a quiet game there. I mean, impactful moments. We talked about this, but generally speaking, quiet game. That's not what his peak is from what we saw in Map 1, what we've seen from the rest of the tournament.
But, yeah, there was some really nice fundamentals coming in on that CT side at the end. MINLATE, they seemed a little bit lost during the middle of that game, but they found the composure, and I started seeing some really nice plays that work. They're playing for information, flashing one another in to work out where the T's are, and it worked out eventually. Yeah, after that dust to overtime, I think everyone involved in that game is a little glad that there's some time off.
I think so indeed. And talking of time off, Felix, it has been an absolute pleasure, but we are going to head to a break. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We still have a little bit more of excitement left in us this evening, and we hope you join us for the ride. But from us signing off here, have a wonderful afternoon, and we'll see you very shortly.